Kjaer Laudridsen ist seit 2011 der Leiter des DokkX in der dänischen Stadt Aarhus. Die städtische Ausstellung präsentiert Produkte und Technologien für Gesundheit und betreutes Wohnen. Von Welfare Technology sprechen die Dänen. Laudridsen weiß, dass der Einsatz neuer Technologien im Sozial- und Gesundheitsbereich auch ein Change Management der Verwaltung bedeutet. Wie das DokkX den Bürgerinnen und Bürgern in Aarhus zukunftsweisende Technologien nahebringt, das präsentiert Laudridsen.
How to better respond to older citizens' need. A way to meet the demographic challenge? Yes, I think so. In Aarhus, we have the same challenges as in all other cities in the Western world and also in many countries in Asia. An increasing number of elderly, more people with chronic diseases, more people with multiple diagnoses. They stay shorter at the hospitals. And at the same time, it gets really harder to get employees. We have in Denmark in 2030 a lack of 40,000 care workers. I know that in the Netherlands it's 100,000. And I think you could carry on around the other countries in Europe. My presentation today will be mainly about DokkX. It will be the pick of the shelf. It'll be the impact that I'll talk about. This is the culture house, the library in the harbor side in Aarhus, DokkX. And in the middle of it we have, Dokk1, and in the middle of it we have DokkX. It is 248 square meters with an interactive exhibition of health and assisted living technology. And it has been there not since 2011, but since 2016. It was built on the inspiration of the learning theoretic in Change Management. He is talking about situated learning. The learning that takes care when different professions meet, the learning that takes place across different practice communities. So we tried to create a meeting spot there where engineers or students, healthcare students, nurse students, occupational and physiotherapist students could meet with school people. We have had the visitors from all these groups and also meet with seniors, with citizens. I have met, it's also a kind of tourist attraction. I have met the Dutch couples, I have met the German couples inside DokkX. And as I also will repeat later, until today we have had plus 55,000 visitors, and that's the ones that we have counted. And what's going on there? What do we want to do? At DokkX, we work to empower the citizens by allowing them to discover and try innovative solutions that match their own premises and physical conditions. During the exhibition's 4-year run, we have, it's almost 5, we have seen many citizens who buy the solutions themselves or apply through the municipality. It is so that you can apply in the municipality, but it's really also good when the citizens, they buy it for themselves, because then they take active responsibility of their own life and their own life situation, and they take a choice into which technologies they think they could be helped of. Together with the citizens, university, students, startups, companies and healthcare employees, we work to create solutions which meet societal needs while creating new partnerships. We have successfully created an attractive, innovative environment. An environment with increase in interest from the citizens and employees. They come, they talk, and we have a lot of delegations from also elderly councils around Denmark and Norway and Sweden for that sake. Through interaction with technologies and informative stuff, we work to demystify the technologies which can assist our welfare services. This works to smooth the implementation by informing citizens about application and acquisitions of innovative aids and technology. DokkX is a space where knowledge is transferred across sectors, both across the different magistrates within the municipality of Aarhus, but also between the municipality, universities, and other knowledge institutions which we were working with. One of the surprises that we had, it was that we have been a place where kindergarten would like to come. And one of the children said, "Oh, my granny, she should have such one." But this interest, it's also the children are really good to demystify. Based on the impact with the DokkX project, we placed in the center of Aarhus, as you have seen, we established the DokkX concept on wheels. It also had the name DokkX on tour, destination the good life. And that enabled us to reach even more citizens when the project was running. This bus visited a lot of different sites in Aarhus in order to give the citizens the possibility to try these special aids, these technologies, and to lend them for 3 weeks. One of the participants on the bus met an old Turk who came. It was in one of the western part of Aarhus where a lot of immigrants live. And he came in and said, "What are you doing here? Now you have been here for 3 days." And then they told him what they were doing. And he came in and he said, "Oh, the municipality is coming here? Are you doing this for us? That has never happened before." So we created also other expectations of what is possible by running out with this bus. The initiative taps into the strategy in health and care, as well as into the needs that we see. This is the strategy of health and care, and I would not concentrate on all of them. You can read them. They're also available in the internet. You can Google them, www.the5cards.dk, then you get them. I'll only concentrate on this one. We keep the citizens away, and that is actually very easy. You can just lock the door to every building in the municipality and they are kept away. But that is not what this means. We are trying to make it possible to people to live independently, to live self-reliant, and also to get their quality of life increased. When we are looking about the situation in the life of a person, we can see this development. You have a lifestyle, maybe you need prevention. If you're good, we can make homeostasis management. Or if you've got a disease and it is going okay, we can make chronic disease management. If you are ill, you can be rehabilitated after coming out of the hospital. Maybe there's some training involved. But what we want to do is to make this cut. We want to make it possible for people to make an active effort to stay out of hospital. We want to empower them to take as much action in their own health situation as possible. When we are giving help to people, we also have a kind of escalation. We have what we call the escalation arrow. The first thing we do is that we offer self-screening, advice, and guidance. This is done by healthcare professionals. Then we make families and network accountable, and we create relationships and more communities where the citizens can help each other. Then we educate citizens and their families and networks by using technology and methods that increase self-reliance. The thought is, let the citizen come to us, then we can help them, and if possible, and if needed, then we will come to the citizens. When we are when we're looking into how we try to apply technology, we use some of the same thoughts. We try to give competence and information to the citizens. We would like to offer them self-screening and advice and guidance. We are doing this by producing videotapes about how to maintain their lives healthy, and also if they should be trained, how to train. We're doing it by creating videos where we are instructing the citizens, for instance, to drip their own eyes, And that way we're also saving working hours. Then we have come up with a bus, as I told you. And we also have an app cafe where we make it possible for the citizen to use the digital solutions that they are that they already have on their smartphone. Right now, we are trying to implement a project where we make it possible for the healthcare professionals to meet the citizens online on screen, and also to carry out services on screen. That could be guidance in medication, how to take their medications, but it could also be normal contacts. We want to educate the citizens and their families and their networks using technology, also on the distance. And we have also right now a project running where we are trying to make it possible for the physiotherapist to train the citizens at home using a screen. It is a kind of the same concept as I mentioned before, but here is also, it's very important to educate the citizens so they can be kept out of the hospital and they can be able to be manager in their own lives. Yeah, and DokkX is a part of this. We are showing the citizens a lot of different technologies. Not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. As I told you, we know that 55,000 people have visited DokkX. We do not know how many solutions they have bought for themselves. We have talked to the companies. The companies, they say, we have got an increased sale of the devices after we have been on DokkX. And sometimes the employees at DokkX meet a senior in the public space. And they have seen, for instance, a electric scooter that is collapsible so that it can be taken in an aeroplane, so that if your wife had a stroke, but she can walk, but she cannot walk the whole distance to the aeroplane, then she can use the scooter. It can be collapsed, put into the shelf over the seat, and taken out in Paris. When we have seen them in the public space, we have asked, where did you find that? And they said, DokkX. So we are trying to seek and find the possibility, the reasons why these technologies are in the public space and why they have bought it. And then I think it's time for questions.
That was both great and short enough to give us the room for questions. Thanks very much, Kjaer Laudridsen. We go on like we're used to. There might be questions from here, also online. If you don't have a question, I would like even one thing. You lead a DokkX that is both an exhibition where people can go and get demonstrated what is possible, what kind of solutions can I get, what product would fit me. But do I understand that right? You're also a hub where people experiment with new technology, where you really together develop something new. That is, you have both aspects, hub and exhibition, and a lot more, as we heard, a symbol for an innovative municipality.
Each month we have what we call a presentation day. It is now held virtually. It gives companies a chance of give a presentation of their newest product, not the portfolio, one product, the newest one, and to introduce the thoughts behind it. And then we have a panel of visitors that is typically also seniors from the senior council and seniors from real life and healthcare professionals. And after the presentation, they have a dialogue. How does this technology fit into the needs of the citizens? Or how does it fit into an ordinary working day for the healthcare professional? And we have that 12 times a year. And after the corona, we have fixed it as something we do virtually, because the number of participators rise from before, between 30 and 50, and under the corona to between 120 and 220. And amongst them also some Swedes and Norwegians.
There is one question here to the left, if I ask my colleague. over there. And then it's, okay. The lady.
Ich war in Aarhus und war in
I was in Aarhus and saw DokkX, and all I can say is that I haven't seen anything like that here in Germany. I didn't want to go home again. It was so exciting and so interesting, and I felt really appreciated with my needs. I had the feeling, here I'm important as a human being, here I count. And I can imagine being a Dane gives me a real sense of importance. And I had the feeling that it's all based on confidence and trust. So obviously somebody has trust in the competence of people, of citizens. Is that true? In Germany, I sometimes have the feeling that, well, as a citizen, I'm not really competent enough. People tell me what to do and what not to do, while there in Denmark, the atmosphere is, well, it's interesting, look at what we have. Is there anything you would like to share with us, or let's do something together?
I understand German quite well, but I will translate for the recording again. Our participant has been to Aarhus and liked DokkX very much, and she felt like she would never leave it again, and she felt accepted and important as a citizen, and she thinks that is something that, well, German cities might not give their citizens in the same way. So the question itself was, yeah, is it the impression right that your society, or your city at least, is built on trust?
Yes, danke, Birgitte. I would really hope so. I think that trust is very, very important. It makes things grow between people, and it makes it possible to get to the point very quickly and to build something together. The last thing we have done in DokkX, and that's based on the assumption that it is the citizens that know where the shoe is too narrow. It is that we have built up a 3D print scenario or session where it makes it possible for people with disabilities to go in there and to try to 3D print their idea. The last thing I saw was a young girl in a wheelchair, and she had problems eating. She was trying to 3D print an eating tool so that she could eat independently.
One more question and we'll close the session then. Okay, you have one? No, Eva has one.
I think I don't have time, but I make it very short. How do you choose the products and companies who will present their solutions at DokkX? Because I think it must be quite competitive. If I would be a company, I would like to show my products there.
It's very seldom that we rule someone out. We have had 400 exhibitions, companies exhibiting in DokkX. But we have on our website, we have a form we ask them to fill out. And it's not translated to German or to English, but to try Google Translate, I think that will be easy. And then we have some people are sitting together once a month and picking out which companies should be exhibiting at DokkX. We have 2 themes a year, and right now it is culture is powering up your health.
It's always worth the trip, not only to Helsinki, but also to Aarhus. Thank you very, very much, Kjaer Laudridsen.
Hat euch das Video gefallen? Dann abonniert unseren Kanal, um kein Video zu verpassen. Schaut gern auch in unserer Mediathek vorbei auf körber-stiftung.de/Mediathek und folgt uns auf Facebook, Instagram und Twitter. Danke fürs Zuschauen und bis bald.